Hey guys, Crewman here, and I've been playing a good bit of Mafia, the old country lately. First, I was doing some testing in 1440p using the RX 9070 XT, which I thought did a great job, and I thought FSR4 implementation was fantastic. And while doing that testing, I realized that I actually really enjoyed the game. So I figured I'd play it on my main personal computer, which is an RTX 5090 and a 9950X 3D. So I went into the settings, maxed everything out, and obviously this game doesn't have ray tracing, and I set DLSS to DLAA, and off I went. And when I booted up the game to play the first area, which was ironically the same area I tested the 9070 XT in, I got this.
The sooner we get out of here, the better. Tino's watching me like a hawk.
What's his problem?
He's always trying to cash me out, get me in trouble with my father.
Get you in trouble? Why bother when Cesare is always knee-deep in it?
Cesare keeps him busy, that's for sure. But Tino likes to be the one whispering in my father's ear. No one's safe around him.
This outing with the Baron's boy. Why is it so important to your father?
He has plans. He wants me to marry Gennaro. If he can convince the Baron to accept the Gabalotto's daughter, of course.
You and Gennaro? That's,
A nightmare. My life would be over.
Nah, he can't do this to you.
He can, and he will. It's all he ever wanted for me.
What about what you want?
Ah, funny. That has never come up.
So, as you can see, that didn't even hit 60 FPS. We were averaging like between 53 to 54 FPS, and I am talking the best hardware that money can buy right now as far as the consumer side goes, with an RTX 5090 and a 9950X 3D. This should not be happening, and especially considering that there is no ray tracing. Now, I didn't show the settings up there, but I was running everything on max settings, as I've already stated. Now, for comparison's sake, right, let me just show you Cyberpunk 2077 and how that runs with ray tracing on and ray tracing off on max settings with the same hardware. Now, this is Cyberpunk 2077 with full path tracing, which is more advanced ray tracing. Now, it says ray tracing off in the settings, but when you turn path tracing on, it turns ray tracing off. And you can see that we are getting 33.26 FPS, so barely over 30 FPS, which is pretty incredible when you consider how graphically demanding path tracing is, right? And we're talking the best of the best graphics, basically the crisis of our generation. Okay, so for anyone saying, well, Crewman, that was ray tracing, what's it like with ray tracing off? Here you go. Max settings, Cyberpunk 2077, DLSS off. We are running at 100 FPS on my 120 hertz monitor, which basically is pretty close to maxing out my monitor. So, and at some points it did if you look at the max FPS. So as we can see here, this GPU is more than capable of cracking 4K 60 FPS in most games with ray tracing off. So that leads me to believe, why can't Mafia do this? And then I realized that, wait a minute, this is an Unreal 5 engine game. And all it takes is a quick Google search of latest Unreal 5 engine games to see we've got some interesting choices here. You can see that we have Mafia the Old Country, the game I was just testing, and another game that's quite popular right now for maybe not the right reasons, Borderlands 4. Now, I have not personally tested Borderlands 4 yet, unfortunately. I'm still waiting for a game key, so if anybody wants to hook me up with one, I would definitely be appreciative of it so I can get some testing done for you guys. Anyway, the point is, it's not the only game that can't hit 4K 60 FPS. So it kind of makes you wonder, is it the engine or is it the developers? Now, part of me thinks that it's a combination of both. Now, Borderlands CEO did not do himself any favors from these tweets that he released, and I'm quoting this article from the GameSpot, and I'll have a link down below to this, where he's basically saying, don't be 4K stubborn. Now, I read the tweet, and it didn't age very well at all. So I was like, well, it probably has something to do with the developers, but then again, it's an Unreal 5 game. These are all Unreal Engine 5 games. So that leads me to believe that the engine's got to be a big part of the problem. At least half of it, if not more than half. Obviously, the developers are having issues too, but they're all working in the same sandbox, right? So Are we at the point now where we have to stop buying Unreal 5 engine games if we play in 4K native? They seem to be doing just fine in 1440p, at least from what I'm seeing. But there's a lot of gamers who play in 4K. If you own anything from a 9070 XT to an RTX 5070 Ti and up, you're probably playing in native 4K, which means, do we have to take pause and not buy Unreal Engine 5 games, or at the very least wait until people like tech tubers and game streamers test them first? Because it's sure looking like that. Now look, I can't speak for Borderlands, as I've said, because I haven't tested it, but I'm really enjoying Mafia: The Old Country. But it's really frustrating that I can't play it at 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing off. As you guys know, I am not a FPS junkie, but I have minimum expectations, and why can't this hit 4K FPS? And don't tell me that I should lower my expectations, because with the amount of money I've spent on my hardware and the amount of money you've probably spent developing your games on Unreal 5 engine, it should damn well be able to hit the FPS needed. So, look, I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm still going to keep playing Mafia: The Old Country, but am I going to move down to 1440p? I don't know. But the fact that I would have to do that would be beyond frustrating. So do I maybe relegate this to when I'm on the road, or when I'm playing, when I have a reason to game on my 1440p systems? Maybe, because this is ridiculous that I can't, with top of the line PC hardware, play at 4K 60 FPS. So is it an Unreal 5 problem? Is it a dev problem? I think it's a mix of both, but probably more of an Unreal 5 problem in my opinion. So maybe we need to stay away from the Unreal 5 engine for the time being if you're a hardcore 4K gamer. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and as always, be vigilant, and if you have an issue with the game, let the developers know, let the engine know with your wallet, and don't buy it. Alright guys, that's it for this one. And it's honestly a shame to say that, because this is an awesome game. I'm having a lot of fun in this game. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.